7 years, from 2019 to 2025, and 2026 is now the 8th year since I've been working, in the social impact space. And as I've just been reflecting, I have barely scratched the surface of my journey, but just in a nutshell, I think this is it. Probably in another platform I would share more, or in a book. I'm writing a book actually, but I think this works for now. As I am reflecting over these years, I get a lot of bittersweet memories. I feel tears actually welling up in my eyes, because it has been a journey of ups and downs. We have gone broke in the name of following my passion and my calling. There have been days when I have doubted if I am doing the right thing. Calling is a very interesting thing. It keeps calling you, and even if you run away from it, nothing else will ever fill that void. I feel like my theory is that we are truly meant to do something meaningful in this world, and everyone has a calling, and it is only until you do what you're called to do that you really actually thrive. You may succeed in doing something else, but you thrive the most in your calling, because when you pursue your calling, there are people who are going to benefit from that. It could be one person, it could be 50 people, 1,000, 20, 50,000 people. As a lawyer, and we all know the legal profession is highly respected and highly regarded, veering off from the traditional legal path has been the biggest challenge and juggle for me, because especially when things were not working, there was always this looks, especially from parents, mentors, and loved ones, that see, we told you, maybe just go and be an associate in a law firm. And I would make a good associate. I did make a good associate, but it wasn't really my thing. It has been a journey. It has been a journey of making mistakes, falling down, and coming up again. I have learned a lot, working with communities, working with different stakeholders, working at a high level stage. Cross-cultural diversity, I have learned a lot about fundraising. I have learned a lot about program management, project management, monitoring and evaluation. I've learned a lot about sustainability. I have learned a lot about running a successful program and a successful organization and a successful project. I have learned a lot about partnership management. I have learned things that, of course, some of them I learned in school, but most of it I have learned getting my hands dirty, being there, thrown in the deep end, and having nothing but having to swim to stay afloat. And so this is how I carry all these experiences, knowledge, and expertise, and now creating Valerie Wasa Consulting. Valerie Wasa Consulting is a social impact firm like none other. This is where I want to give back, my expertise and my knowledge to young up and coming professionals who want to venture into the social impact space. I want to work with social impact organizations who care about impact, and they want to create sustainable and sustained change. Social impact is a career that can thrive. Social impact is a business that can succeed, and there is a space for us here. Not all of us are meant to run businesses or be entrepreneurs in that sense. And so Valerie Wasa Consulting wants to show people and organizations that you can have successful social impact projects and social impact organizations only if you do the right thing. It's just about tightening nuts and buckles here and there, because as I always say, passion is not enough to succeed as a social impact organization. Passion will not pay the bills as a social impact professionals. You have the right mindset, you have the right vision, but then there are things you need to do. There are balls you need to tighten here and there, and then that way you may not have to take the 7 years that I took to be someone successful as a professional, or be a donor ready and a sustainable organization that doesn't even need funding, to be very honest. So this is me launching Valerie Wasa Consulting, and I can't wait to work with you to create magic, in making the world a better place. We work with organizations and individuals across the world, because I have worked across the world, from Kenya to Saudi Arabia to Rwanda to Botswana to Geneva, and I want to work with you. I'm only one email away. Thank you so much for staying all this while, and see you on the Social Impact Street.